In the previous lectures we have seen that how a common emitter transistor connection serves the purpose of amplification, and we have seen that in addition to the signal applied to the base circuit, there should be a bias voltage VBB connected in the base circuit to ensure the base emitter junction is forward biased. And also there is another voltage source VCC is connected in the collector circuit to make the collector base junction reverse biased. And we have seen that IC is the output current and VCE is the voltage which appears across the collector emitter, that is the output circuit. So these two quantities IC and VCE, the collector emitter voltage, has an important role in determining the transistor action of a common emitter transistor when it is used as an amplifier. And the relation between this IC and VCE can be obtained from the output characteristics, which is the curve representing the variation of IC with VCE. And we know the output characteristics for different base currents. So suppose this is a output characteristics corresponding to some base current IB. Now the same information from the different output characteristics we can have it from the DC load line also. That means the output characteristics gives the information regarding the collector current with respect to the different collector emitter voltages at constant base current. The same information, that is different values of IC with respect to VCE, is obtained from the DC load line also. And to draw the DC load line, we will use the relation VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC, and the two endpoints of this DC load line, namely A and B, is obtained by setting proper values of VCE and IC. For the point A, if we set VCE is equal to 0, we will get IC is equal to VCC by RC. And for getting point B, if we put IC is equal to 0 in this relation, we will get VCE is equal to VCC is the point B. Now the straight line AB gives the different values of IC with respect to VCE for the circuit. Also, this curve represents different values of IC with respect to VCE for a particular IB. Then we have seen that the points which satisfies both the conditions is a single point, which is the meeting point of the DC load line and output characteristics. We are representing by Q, which is called the Q point or quiescent point or silent point, and which is the operating point of a transistor, so which is called the operating point. So operating point is obtained by the intersection of both the DC load line and output characteristics. In the output characteristics, we can have the relation IC is equal to beta IB. So by knowing IB, we can obtain IC. From IC, we can determine the DC load line, we can determine the operating point Q. Now this operating point, actually the zero signal collector current and collector emitter voltage. So the operating point is also defined as the zero signal values of zero signal collector current and collector emitter voltage. It is called a silent point or quiescent point because it is the values of IC and VCE when no signal is applied. So the operating point can be defined as the zero signal values of collector current and VCE. It is determined as the point of intersection of the DC load line and collector output characteristics of the common emitter transistor. Now, so determining the operating point is an important thing in determining whether the transistor is in the on state or it serves the purpose of amplification. For that, let's consider the output characteristics and DC load line in a same diagram. So this diagram represents the output characteristics for different values of base current and the DC load line. Now the first one curve is corresponding to the base current is equal to 0, and the top curve is corresponding to the base current which is saturated, that is the base current reaches the maximum or the base current is saturated. Now let's consider the case IB is equal to 0. IB is equal to 0 means there is no base current. If there is no base current, we can say that base emitter junction is no longer forward biased. So it is not forward biased. If base emitter junction is not forward biased, then it will upset the transistor action and we will not get any output, because we know that output is the collector current. If IB is equal to 0, there is no base current, collector current, so we will not get any output. And this point, the point which corresponds to the base current is equal to 0 is called cutoff. The transistor is off in that state, we will not get any output. Now in that case, the collector emitter voltage is almost equal to VCC. So during cutoff, the VCE is approximately equal to VCC. Now if we consider the second case, that is when IB is saturated, that is when IB saturated, then in that case the collector base junction is no longer reverse biased. If collector base junction is no longer reverse biased, then the collector emitter junction or the collector emitter circuit is become a short. That means the current flows from collector to emitter through the circuit. So we can say that when collector base junction is no longer reverse biased, then collector emitter circuit become short. So this point for which the base current is saturated then we will not have any base to collector current, but the collector current directly flows to the emitter, and it serves as collector emitter circuit become a short, and which is called saturated or saturation point. So this point is called a saturation point, where the DC load line meets the output characteristic corresponding to IB is equal to IB saturation is the saturation point. At that state, the collector base junction is no longer reverse bias. That makes the collector emitter circuit a short one, so that we will not operate the transistor in this region. Also, during cutoff we will not having any output, so we will not use the transistor at the cutoff region. Now if you consider the region in between the saturation and cutoff, you can see that the transistor is active, that is between cutoff and saturation. The transistor is a state of active, or we call it as the active region. So active region is the values of base current for which the transistor is in action, or it can be used for the purpose of amplification. So now we will provide proper biasing to the transistor circuit to make the transistor in the active region. So a transistor can be used as an amplifier only in the active region. To make a transistor in an active region, we should apply proper base current to the circuit. For that, the base emitter junction should be forward biased, and the collector emitter junction should be collector base junction should be reverse biased. Then only the transistor will be in the active region. Now, just a summary to the transistors. We know that a transistor has two diodes, one connected back to back, and that means it has two diodes. One diode is called emitter diode, which is the diode PN junction between the base and emitter, and the other one it is called collector, which is the diode between the PN junction between the collector and the base. When this emitter diode is forward biased and collector diode is reverse biased, the circuit will be in active. So let's rewrite this condition for cutoff here. For the cutoff region, the emitter diode is forward biased, means it is on, and the collector diode is reverse biased, means it is off during the cutoff. So you can see this diagram. This one represents the cutoff, that is IB is equal to 0. When IB is equal to 0, there is no collector current, IC will be 0, so there is no emitter current, that is IE is also 0. So the transistor will be open, no current flowing through the circuit. And if you consider the second part, that is the saturation. saturation means the emitter diode is actually on, because there is a proper base current flowing through the circuit. If there is a base current flowing through the circuit, then the emitter diode will be in the on state. But if you consider the collector diode, that is collector diode since the collector base junction is no longer reverse bias, it becomes on. So collector diode is also on during saturation. So this one represents that point, that is when IB is saturated, when base current has a saturation, the collector base junction no longer reverse biased, so that this collector emitter junction or collector emitter circuit is short, so that IC become IE. So this also cannot be used as a transistor amplifier, but this condition can be used for the purpose of switching actions, because when this is in cutoff there is no current, so the circuit is open, and when this condition is obtained, we can see that the collector emitter circuit is short, so that current flows through it. So these two states, cutoff and saturation points, will act like a switch. So this is used when a transistor also can be used in the saturated region as a switch. It cannot be used as an amplifier. In order to use a transistor to be in the amplifying mode, then we should ensure that the transistor is in the active region. For active region, the emitter diode is forward biased, that is the emitter diode should be on, and collector diode should be reverse biased, so the collector diode should be off. So this is the condition for a active region.